I want you to think back to one of your earliest church experiences. You got it? Let me tell you one of mine. My earliest church experience was something that our church called Mission Sunday. So what exactly was Mission Sunday? For me as a little girl and a little Christian who didn't quite get Christianity yet, was still, struggling with her walk with the Lord, it was the dreaded Sunday where old people would come up to the stage and drag about some foreign ministry that I had no care about and would make the service longer, which meant that I got lunch later. Honesty's out, that's what I thought it was. As I matured, I have come to appreciate Mission Sunday, but for the sake of the speech, that's what I thought it was. Until one Sunday in particular, two young people changed the routine. I was like, wow, these people are a lot younger than what I'm used to. So I immediately sat up in my seat and was a little bit intrigued. So they come up on the stage with a big smile. I'm like, whoa, this is so cool. And they just start talking about their ministry with such passion and such enjoyment and just so much joy. And I was hooked. Little girl, I was hooked on what these people were saying. Oh my word, still remember it clearly. It was amazing. It just clicked, the passion for ministry and the need for ministry. So these two young people are none other than Derek and Michaela Shipley. And these are the people I'm going to be talking about today. So Shipley, Norway started with two young people with a hunger for the Lord. So what is exactly Shipley, Norway? From the name Shipley, their last name, Derek Michaela Shipley, and Norway, where is it? It's in Stavanger, Norway. And the idea to start this mission began way back in 2014. And their mission itself has been going on since 2020, the COVID year, yes. So Derek and Michaela Shipley are two young adults and alumni of Ball State University. I thought that was really cool because I recognized that as a little kid. I was like, Ball State, that's in Muncie. That's like 30 minutes from my house. I was so excited. And the fact that they were young people, they were young adults, probably teenagers still, when they were talking to my church about their mission. I thought that was so cool and just so different. So their main goal is to minister to a secular and lost country and build genuine friendships with the locals. So that's their main goal. So what is their ministry project? What can you help with? Their main goal is a ceramic studio. So what is a ceramic studio? It is a place to call home base, this is with the goal of building relationships with local Norwegians in a genuine way. So one way of doing this is a house church. Because I know, going to church as a new believer can be a little intimidating. So a house church is just more of a non-threatening way. And I believe this will be an incredible way to shepherd in newer people who want to start following Jesus. So I think that is an incredible idea. And then with the goal of the ceramic studio, it would be a larger house to host international mission trips. When I heard this, I was ecstatic. I was like, if they get the larger house, maybe my church could host a mission trip, and I might have the opportunity to go and see their mission trip and see their mission field. I was really excited when I heard this. The idea of a larger house is long term. I love that. It's just establishing roots in Norway, and I believe it would be a really fundamental way of having their mission stay in Norway. So they have currently outgrown the current building they have been renting, which is amazing. Praise the Lord that their mission is growing. but it also produces a problem. More people learning about Jesus, incredible, requires more space. So, why the need? So Norway is the 4th richest country in the world. That's pretty incredible. And it has a population of 5.4 million people. It's a lot of people. The thing is, out of those 5.4 million people, less than 3% are practicing followers of Jesus. Let me say that again. That is heartbreaking. Less than 3% of the population are practicing following Jesus. That is scary, and that definitely needs to be fixed, and it needs to be realized. So why should you support Norway? Why should you put your money and your effort into supporting Shipley Norway? I'm going to share a personal story from Michaela that she shared that I thought gave me goosebumps, still does thinking about it. So Michaela first heard God calling her into missions when she was just 14 years old. That's really young. And as a teenager, I did not think about doing missions at that young of an age. But the Lord continued to feed her hunger when her parents hosted a Norwegian foreign exchange student, and she got to learn about their culture. I thought that was so cool. The Lord planted the seed and he continued to water it. So her eyes were opened just to the disaster in Norway. When she actually got to visit Norway, when her foreign exchange student sister went back to Norway, Michaela, then went to see her back in Norway. And so her eyes were open to see how lost the nation of Norway truly was. And then later, when Michaela met Derek, her husband, who are now married, and shared her passion for missions in Norway with him, the Lord then placed that same hunger in Derek. So not only was Michaela hungering for passion for Norway, God placed that in Derek too, later in his life. And now he had that hunger and passion for Norway too. So both two young adults with a hunger and passion for Norway and to see change in their culture. Gives me goosebumps. I just love that. So it's the creation of genuine friendships that lead to discipleship. I love that their mission is based in creating friendships and relationships. You can't just go up and talk to a stranger and hope to win them to the Lord. Friendships lead to shepherding. Let me say that again. Friendships, genuine friendships, caring friendships lead to the ability to share with people about God. So the spreading of the gospel is that way the creating of friendships is such a sweet and intimate way that can transform hearts to Jesus. So it's the bringing of life to a spiritually dead country. Again, less than 3% of the population believes in the Lord. That's a scary statistic. So when the light of Jesus is brought into the darkest place, there can be hope, and change and revival can happen, which leads to a changed nation and a secular culture. Just imagine the tiny seeds that Michaela and Derek are planting can have an effect on the entire nation. Our God is so good, guys. This is just incredible. So how can you support? So donating to their specific projects, which I have stated earlier, the ceramic studio and the larger house to host mission trips. And then of course, guys, you can just pray. Prayer is such a powerful tool, and it is you have no idea how the Lord can use your prayers. But let's be specific. How can you pray specifically for Derek and Michaela? The gospel in Norway. So the Norwegians and internationals, people who live in Norway but aren't from the US, would readily accept the gospel, and that Derek and Michaela could present it in a way that the locals could understand. I love that. They want to be personal. They want to do it and spread the gospel in an effective way. I feel like that shows so much maturity in their mission. And encouragement. You can pray for encouragement for them. Movement forward into missionary life, that God will be moving, as he already is, of course. and that he's just opening doors for them, that they would just have a smooth transition into missionary life. And just that God would be moving, which of course we know he is. And then transition, smooth sailing and a transition into a foreign culture and lifestyle. You live in the US your whole life, going into Norway, which is across the world, can be a little scary. So just that they would just feel loved and they would feel safe and they would just feel like home for them. And lastly, language. The learning the Norway language can be tricky, you know? You're an adult learning a new language in a place you've never been before. It can be a little tricky. So just that it would be quick and productive in their ways of learning the culture and the language. So I love Derek and Michaela's mission. I think just the fact that they want to be intimate and build long-lasting friendships with people is so endearing and is just bringing God so much glory. So I hope you would consider supporting a lovely mission, and a mission that is going to change incredible lives. If you would like more information, I do have little handouts, bulletin looking things that I can give to you if you would like more information or to see some pictures, because who doesn't love pictures? Thank you for listening.